to QHSE Companion Database application. This is going to be a short introductory video explaining to you the sub-application that this QHSE Companion Database application consists of. So it's going to be short, and if you want to go in depth into each of these sub-application, you can go to the site QHSEcompanion.com, and all the video for each of these sections in depth and in detail are available that you can just download and listen to them at your own convenience. Okay, so now let's explain this. This QHSE Companion consists of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here there are 3 within this, so that's 11, and then you have 11 functional sub-application and 3 are educational. You have to remember these 3 educational are not just limited to this. This application actually is applicable to any kind of international standard management. So this is just a sample of the quality 9001 and the environment and the occupational health and safety, but you can use it in any other standards such as risk standard, you know, the 5001 and 22,000 or whatever. All of them can be applicable to this application. This application is not just for these 3, but this is 3. Those are what we call them the major, the most common available, because all international standard, they have similarity in their core requirement, and that's where this course with all this, you know, with all this sub-application will deliver and help you. The idea here to make everything under one roof, to be able to manage all this vast amount of information, and you can extract results instantly, and all this information will be shared by all the members of the team across the board. So there will be a streamlining of information back and forth, and that's the power of this QHSE Companion Database application. So now we'll start with the first one, internal and external report and audits. This is going to be a quick introductory, and you, of course, in every one you will have those 2 available. One of them is the operation supportive documents. That's all the documents you want. You know, I give you some samples are available, and then you can add as many as you want. For example, if you need sample related to ISO, for example 45,000, just like this, you can see the sample are there. You just click on them, you know, and just open them like that, and the sample will open up for you, and it's so easy. And I can grab it from the other page just to show you how is it here. See, this is just a sample here. Okay, now let's close this one here, close it, and also you will see you have in every face of every sub-application, you will have this one too here. This one actually will have all the sub-application that you can update yourself manually. We already have given you 48 sub table, but you can update them at any way. For example, risk type, you might want to have risk type. This is the common risk type available, you know, competitive, economic, financial, operational, legal, you know, whatever. And you can erase them if you don't want them, replace them any way you want that fits your company, or add more to it. So you'll have a big chunk of risk types. So you can see authorization business entities, job post, you know, we just put this as an introductory for you. You can add as many as you want, you know, and change those to fit your own company. So we already given you 48 subtables, you know, preset. Now let's enter the internal and external report and audit. Very quickly, you have always going to be at the top one tab for the form itself, and then the last tab, either the last or before the last, the same tab of this information but in a data sheet format. See, in a data sheet format, but here in a form format. And then you will have search and report, all the combination. You can pull a query, search and report, any tab, any style, any way you want. And then you have the statistic and chart will be here. So we'll go quick here. Now this is the report here. You'll have several sections: report identification number for the report, information, what type of report it is, who wrote the report, is it an in-house reporter, outside reporter, and the report can be any kind of report. See, report type could be hazard report, administrative report, certification report, inspection report, stakeholder, surveillance, third party, you name it, any kind of report. Okay, and then you will have, when you scroll down, just look at this side here. At your right hand side there will be a bar, that scroll up and down. You just hold it and you scroll, and you can see if that report belongs to one of your supplier, it's gonna be here. If you want to know how to do that, just look into the main the video that's made just for this sub application in depth. You can see everything is populated already for you, and how that happened, because you have a sub application also related to product supplier and service provider. When you fill that one, so they'll be populated here. Then all the entity, who is responsible for that report, and everything related to that report will be here. Even if there is an observation, found, whatever, non-conformity, whatever, it's going to be there. And then here will be reflecting the numbers at a glance, what kind of non-conformity in this report. If this was an audit report, if it is a major, it's a minor. For example, if you go like here, you can see how it says major, okay, 1. Then you just scroll down, you can see it's here. This is a sub application, which is non-conformity embedded within this. You can see it says 1, you have 1 at the top. And if you want to see that report, what it is, just click like that on the blue, and you go back to that sub application related to the non-conformity, which will tell you everything about it. Okay, I'm just now going quickly because this is just an introductory course. Okay, now search a report. You want to search a report, because you want to demonstrate that report, send it to somebody else, save it, send it to your management. You have all this combination of queries. Make sure always to fill the dates, because if you don't fill the date and you just choose this one by itself, it's not gonna give you any result. It will be 0, because those are parameters, they have to be available. If we press like that, you can see all the reports that's within your system. You can see the report by the year, okay, and then each report and all the information and how many it has non-conformity, or if it has like whatever it has. And then if you want to look at that particular report, for example, you want to look at this one here, or what you have to do, you have a hot link, just click like that, you go to the report itself. Okay, see how easy it is. You want to print it, you want to save it, you want to send it to somebody through an email. Now statistic, you can see statistic now, which is chart, give you the information in a glance, number of reports or audits per in-house reporter per year. Click like that, and instead of digging the information and you see that guy what he did, you can find it here available already for you. Okay, for example, this first guy, okay, see, overall report, he did that much, and then per each year he did that much, and the type of the reports, what are they exactly. Okay, for example, type of international management standard being reported or audited per year, that's overall. If you want it per year, you go 2018, you go 2018 like that, and you will see the name of the standard that's available. Okay, now and you have to understand all the sub application, they'll have those tabs available for each one of them. This way the system standardized, just like you standardize something, so it's easy to navigate through it. And then if you want, like I told you, this here in the form format to fill the report, or in the data sheet format. And then there are some educational information for that. So now let's move on to the second sub application. Now let's explore the non-conformity sub-application. Okay, remember, as I said, all the sub-application will have those two buttons available, so you'll have an access to them at any sub-application. Go to the non-conformity. As you can see, you have 4 tabs. First tab, it's the form itself, and then you have the search report, statistic, non-conformity, data sheet. Here you put all the information related to the non-conformity. Its ID comes automatically here, and then you put the ID that you have designated at your own company. And then the report, which report this non-conformity came from. Scroll like that, you will find the report and the date. That's the one come from the sub-application one, because they are all correlated. This is a relational database, so it's all tied up together. And if this report doesn't belong, this non-conformity doesn't belong to any report, you just let's say you are walking in one of your supplier facility and you saw something wrong, and you didn't write a report, but you wrote a non-conformity. So you just check this one here like that, non-conformity. Then the report type, the type discovered, NC type, what kind of type? Is it observation? Is it non-conformity? Is it finding? Is it warning? Is it opportunity? You name it. And who did it, and who reported it, and all the information related to it. And then here even give you the date. You can see the date, how many, the date from the date it was assigned, number of date passes the day of assignment, but it's already closed. See, already closed. That's why it's closed, so it's okay, it's green. If it's not closed, you can see it's going to be red, but this one is closed. All comments, anything related to that report, you can store it here, like that inside. Same thing like in the report. Also, you'll have this in every of this sub application. You can store a soft copy. Now go to the search. No, we don't want to save it. In the search, all combination, you want to report search by NC issue date or by operator type. For example, operator type, you just put the date here, any date, the date of course that you are choosing. Let's go for example like that, and then we go for the year 23, and then we go, let's say we were looking for anything related to product. Okay, and you just, here it's a query, you can see it's a query style. You can sort it out any way you want and you like. Okay, and if you want something in a format style and a report style, go like this. That gives you the report. See, in each year you see the non-conformity, how many closed, how many still open, how many past due, and then give you the color here, give you the warning and the related. For example, this first one here, I want to see why it's past due, who's really responsible for this non-conformity. This is, remember, non-conformity sub-application is the register, is the headquarter of all your NCs, all the NCs across your company. This is the headquarter, the register. Instantly you can get this information. You don't have to be digging which one is open, which one is closed, and what year it was open, what year it's supposed to be closed. This register, it count all this. And if you want any information about any of this, all what you have to do is go to the hot link and press it, and it goes back again to the NC itself, and then you will see which person who did it, he's supposed to be closing it, what comments did he leave, what kind of soft copy you have, everything you want. Any information in depth you want, just look at the video that's available online at QHSEcompanion.com. Okay, now let's close this one here. Now we want a statistic, you name it. You get a lot of charts here. NC by entity type, press on it like that, you can see overall you have contractor, department, division. This is NC by entity type, the entity who owns it. And then if you want to go in depth, let's say for 2023 year, go like this. Okay, now it gives you in proportion. You have so many of them, NC by status, all NCs type and trend, all the NCs within your company. You can see finding, major NC, minor NC per year. And if you want to go into depth, you go, let's say for example like that, you can see, give you the proportion. Okay, it's all there for you. And then And this is a quick introductory just for the NC register. This application, actually sub application, is very powerful because this is the tracker of all your NCs. So now let's move to another sub application. Now we'll address the certified auditors. This related to the certified auditors within your company, or certified auditors that you hired from outside, from a third party, or you subcontracted, or you are training, you know, certified auditors. Okay, as you can see, those two buttons are there. Go like that. You can see all information related to your auditors, and even with the picture, you just look at the video how to embed the picture there. Okay, information related to him, his name and everything related, his address, all that stuff, you know, the division he belongs to, security level he has, you know, you name it, years of experience, who's his direct manager, you know, information about him, and then all the information about this person. For example, his certificate, his CV, his evaluation report is all here available for you. You know, of course, this is all samples I'm giving you right now, okay? But you can put your own information. And then if you want to scroll down, just go look across this. On the right hand side there's a bar, and you can cross, and you can see even the certificates are there embedded. See, the certificates are there. Tells you what kind of certificate he has, when it's expired, whatever, you know, entity here expired, for example this day, and it's red, and you want to investigate why, you press that, then you go to the certificate. You're gonna see, oh, okay, this guy's expired. Okay, but you know this already been updated, so you just change the day, you know, change the day, let's say, still, and you say, okay, it's available, this certificate, we have it, you know, and then you close it. It tells you want to save it. Yes, I want to save it. Now you can see it's all gone. The red is gone. Okay, this is related to them. And then all the type of certificates, you don't put them here, you know, you just choose the name, you know, from the data, you know, and you just put the type of certificate he owes, and the certificate number, certificate expiration day, and if it's available. Search a report. You know, you want to see all the people, you know, qualified auditors within your company. Auditors could be any kind of auditors, any kind of standard, you know, internal auditors, outside auditors, freelancer, whatever. Just print the report. You can see for each person, you know, the company he belongs to, you know, and the name, and all the certificate he has, and the date, and certificate status for each one person. See, each person has his own underneath him. For example, this guy here, has this certificate is expired. It's in red, which is this person. You go at the hot link, you know, the hot link always going to be the one that you can see the color is blue usually. You press on it, you will open. Okay, the person open, and it tells you, okay, and then when you go down here, okay, you can see this certificate is red, you know, because it's expired. Okay, now you go like that, and then close it. If you want any statistic and charts, you know, about anything you want, overall an individual number of international standard qualification available. Let's say you have a project and you want to see what kind of qualification you have available and certified, you can see them as an overall, all of them. Okay, and if you want to go specific, let's say I want to send this guy here. I want to send this guy, his name is Amir. Okay, now I want to see what kind of certificate he has. Okay, he has those 3 certificates. Okay, great. So this one, I can send them to this project. If I want to see if his certificate is expired or not, it's very easy, you know. I just go and under his name, and I find if his certificate are expired or not. And you can do like this, just go here. For example here, based on international standard, based on qualified auditors. I go to this guy. Let's say we picked up Amir right away, okay? Here, I want to see like, okay. But this one of this certificate is expired here, you know, so I need to update him in this certificate, you know. But the others are okay, but they have 30 days expiration, so you know, maybe I need to update all of them. Okay, you can see how powerful this application, you know, you track everything is there, you can see it, is just amazing. Now statistics and chart, you know, international standard based on recertification approach, even before they expire, you will have an idea, you know, which one will expire, so you can prepare the training for them. You can see more than 90 days, overdue, within 30 days. It gives you the numbers of the certificates, and it gives you the type of the certificates, and you can see the percentage of the certificate. Okay, so it's amazing, you know. So now we are done from this. So, and the data sheet, of course, like I said, is the same way as the format, but the format, it's more neater, and this is just plain data sheet. You just fill the information if you like that kind of style. But usually everybody goes with the form because it's much easier. Okay, now let's close it and move on to another sub application. Now we go with competency and training. Competency and training means either the competency and training related to your own people at your own company, or the subcontractor that you are dealing with, or people you train from outside for pay, you know, whichever you decide. You know, you fill the information about them here, information about that person, you know, all this information, how you fill each of this field are available on the video that are posted on the site, QHSEcompanion.com. video in detail tells you what you put in every one. Okay, so all the information about the person, his address, all relative information, years of experience, when he's scheduled, what kind of a course he's scheduled to do. This is, remember, this is for scheduling courses for the people you desire to schedule courses for, either your employees or the subcontractor work underneath you, or people that you hire from outside, or even people you train for paying you money. Okay, and then the comments, and then all the information you need to store about that person, it's here. Okay, so now, and then you go to the training course, everything related to that training course, you know, the training course itself. Okay, so because remember, there are courses, so you want to evaluate also the courses, not just the people, but also the courses that the people are taking, how those courses are good. Because if they are good, you will, you know, allow them to come and train your people in the future. If not good, I don't need those people anymore. You will fill information related about the courses, okay, and then all the frequent, how much, the duration, the cost of the course, you know, you name it. And then this is an evaluation of all the people who attend the course for that particular company. For example, let's say here, for example, here we have a company which is here course, that's the name of the course name, you know, course description, you know, sponsor, the company that did the course here, for example, was ISO Vision, okay, and who must attend this course, and then after they attend the course, they will do evaluation, and then we'll put the number here based on the evaluation, because there will be some calculation later to find out which one is better, and that's the one we'll do business with in the near future. Okay, now then search a report. You want to search that training course in this particular day, so you're just gonna come like that, and you just put the date, you know, because let's say I want to make sure that not suddenly I'm assigning an individual for a job, and this individual is supposed to be attending a training course. Okay, so I'll make sure, you know, he is available for his course. You know, you can see the names, each one, and you know, and all the courses, you know, and which one it's already assigned but he did not attend, you know, see already completed here, you know. So, and you can see the hot link, you can press on the hot link and you go to the course itself, the information about that person. Okay, now you go for statistic and chart, and you can see you have all this combination you can imagine, you know, training course provider query, a training course provider evaluation score reports, you know, see all this, the provider, you know, see course provider, their names, you know, the courses they offer, and what's the score they have gotten from the people who attended the course. Maybe those people, you know, like this course here, for example, doesn't have a score because the score hasn't been assigned yet. You know, nobody attended. It's a score assigned for a certain day to start, but nobody attended yet. Remember, this is just factual information. You can put as much as you want. Okay, close the report. That's the query where you can get any combination query type of reports. You know, it's just amazing, powerful stuff. Statistics and chart. You know, schedule course trained. You know, you can see the trend of the courses. You know, you for example, you have one here in this year, and then 2 here, and then 1 here, and then 23 you had 6 courses. Pretty good. Okay, now course based on type per year. What kind of types you can see courses here, the name of the courses, you know, and this year you assign those courses for training course. and then here the data sheet, which is the same as this one here, and then the data sheet also for the training courses. Okay, so now this is related. This is a quick, I'm just going very quick, you know, all the information you need. Like I said, you can check the QHSEcompanion.com site, which has a video, detailed video for each of these sub application that tells you what you fill here, because if I explain it, it will take hours, because each of them has its own sub tables and whatever, you know, you name it. Okay, so now let's move on to the one after that, and now we'll address the risk assessment sub application. Risk assessment, very important in your business. Okay, you have risk assessment activity and action tab, risk assessment search and report, risk assessment statistic chart. Here you have examples, here you have some knowledge. Let's start with first one. Here you can see you fill the observation when you saw the risk. Remember, risk are two types: hazard and versus risk. Hazard is something with potential to cause harm. Risk, the likelihood that the harm will occur. Then the observation when the risk happened, the location where it was. I mean, you know, if you want detail about this, look at the video in depth. And then hazard, description of the risk, you know, risk description, effect and harm, what it will cause. Look at this side at the right, you will see the tab, that's the one you scroll down. Okay, then existing control measure of the risk, and then added revised control measure. Okay, after you saw the risk, what did you add to make it better, you know? And information you fill here is automatically calculated. You can see if I put possible here, you can see it changed the numbers. It was low risk, now let's change the number here to end up with significant risk. Okay, and you have here the legend that tells you what does it mean. Likelihood, which is this one here, the likelihood, what does it mean, which one you choose based on the information, and also the severity. Okay, and it's all based on this, you know, what I call it, the small chart related to the risk. And here all the information related: who owns the risk, the ownership, who's supposed to be the custodian for it, who's supposed to solve this risk, the days and everything. A lot of vast of information, a lot of information and a lot of detail. Okay, and then here you'll have the comments about the risk. You know, you come here about the comments about the risk there. So a lot of information, you'll see it available. As I said, all the information are actually based on this chart, you know, the likelihood and the severity, and all this information are so easy to populate. And of course you can do the search here, you know, as you add more. Remember, all these are pictures, that it's not an actual data. Okay, this is data just for you, for demonstration purpose only. So I'm just giving you fictitious data so you can see how the application will perform. Okay, so now, no, I'm not saving anything here. Now, risk assessment search and report. You can, you know, generate any kind of report you want. All these are queries, you know, you want to generate based on in-house entity name, based on risk type, you know, you name it. Let's say based on risk type, for example, you put here the parameter. You have to remember, don't forget those two. Don't just choose this. No, you have to put the parameters also for the date, because those are parameters that has to be queried. Okay, so for example like that, and then you choose. Let's say we go for the, for example, let's say the risk here, for example, let's go for chemical hazard. Okay, we press like that. Oh, see, we have all this risk based on chemical hazard. See the report, you know, it give you for each risk, you know, and starting from the newest going to the oldest, and it give you then the legend, low, moderate, significant, high, and the status for them. For example, this one hasn't been closed. See, proposed closing date, and it's red, you know, it hasn't been closed yet. Okay, and this one here, past proposed closing date. Okay, remember here, this color here, the two for this legend, that, you know, the what do you call it, the measure, the status of the risk. But here it gives you the warning signal if this status has been closed or not. Like this 3 hasn't been closed, So if I want to investigate any one of them, I just press like that on the hot link. I go back to the status, to the risk itself, and then I will investigate why it hasn't been closed. See, if it is closed, this will be checked. Okay, but it's not checked, so it's not closed. If it is checked, then you will not see the red color on the other side. Okay, so now, and if you wanna an overall, all the risk, in your company, full report risk, you can press here. You can see all of them there. You can see, which one is closed. Like this one is already closed. It's the blue. Okay, so it's all there for you. At a glance. You don't have to be wary, and you don't have to be like looking which one is closed, which one is not closed, who closed it, who's supposed to close it, and really if it is closed. And if you have a meeting, let's say after 5 minutes, all the information is there available in front of your eyes. So you can just print it out, print to report, save the file, send to email, you're done. So it's a very powerful stuff. And now risk register based on in-house or risk register on out-house. Your client, maybe you want to see if he's really closing his risk or not, because if he's closing, he has to report to you. Okay, now let's move to the one after it. Risk assessment statistic and chart. This is chart. Compare existing risk with added risk status rating with control measure. You can see the risk now will pop up. See, will pop up. Those are existing overall. And then if you want to go for specific here, go like this. Look at the video in depth. Will tell you exactly what it means and what exactly this information really can benefit you. Okay, now risk assessment based on type per year. You can see the risk, a lot of risk in 2023, a lot of risk. And you can see a lot of statistic. Okay, now let's go for the one risk example. Let's say you want to see some examples about the risk. You just come here and say, okay, risk, okay, example. You have all this example available for you. Body shop, dry cleaner, maintenance risk assessment. You press on it like that, you open it, open, so you'll see exactly what people has written about the risk, and then you might just try to do something that's similar, or at least they will give you a guidance where to start. Okay, now let's cancel this. No. Okay, and let's close this. No, we don't want to save anything. Okay, now risk assessment knowledge. This is just knowledge for you. What are the risks? Factors, assessors, what it means, hazard risk, what it means, assessment, tools you use for risk, recording, monitoring, you name it. All these tabs are actually giving you information about the risk. Okay, so now we've finished this risk. Let's move to another section. Now, before we go here, let's go to supportive documents. Supportive documents are small documents that you put, that they use like for a guideline, a checklist. All these small reports you use as a guidance, as those documents. You put them under supportive documents, so it's easy to retrieve. And then when you have a bigger document in size, those are the one you put actually like the manual and the document control sub-application. It's straightforward. Just put all the information related to that document, what it is, name of the file, description, document type, and it will be stored in that table related to supportive document that you can retrieve at any time you want later. Supportive document search, if you want to search any document, you just here make a query right away. If you want to go and see what all the documents you have a master list of supportive documents. You can see all the documents are there. For example, here we put for you, for example, here about 68 records. Okay, 68 documents, sub-document. You can add as many, you can erase as many, it's up to you. It's based on your company, but this is just like giving you a head start. Okay, so close it, and data sheet, of course, will show you exactly, if you want to do this in a data sheet format. Now we go to document control. That's now for the bigger document, so you'll have more detail here. Document, the name of the document, the serial number you have assigned, what it is exactly, document title, the type of the document, is it a checklist, certificate, is it a CV, is it a degree, whatever you want, you can see this is all pre-installed for you, and to give you kind of an idea, what type of documents are there. You can add as many as you want. You have that on the table. On the table, you can change those, the type of documents. You can change them any way you desire. Where you find that, you find it actually in the tab itself. If you go like this on the beginning, like here, see the tab, this tab here. You go like that, you find what is the type of documents you supportive and general document tab. You can see all these, see all of them are there. You can add them, subtract them, modify them any way you desire. Okay, so now let's close this one here. Let's go back to the documents. You fill the information here, everything related to the document, who's the custodian of the document, anything about the document, initial revision, document where it's located, status of the documents, you name it. You can a lot of information. And then search a report. If you want to search, you can just do a query here. Document, for example, I don't know, I only know maybe the first letter A. I know it's A. Okay, so I just go like this, find me A. Okay, document serial number start with A. You give me the one that it has starting with A. Okay, so and all you have all this, about 1 2 3 4 about 9 10. Then here document type, if you want to print, let's say you want to print a report of if you have any for example catalog, okay, and you want to print, you have any catalog. Yeah, I have one catalog here. Okay, remember this fictitious data, okay, right now for you, just for demonstration. Statistical report, you want an overview of document registry, or you want a query like that, okay, which is query, you can sort up, down, choose whatever you want, or you want a report like that, it's up to you. You make the choice. Document control status, current status, give you an idea. See how many documents already approved, how many no action, or outside document, outhouse, you name it. The limit is you. You choose whatever you want. The data is vast, a lot of data. Okay, now let's close this one here. Now let's move to now this sub application task and monitor. This is just tracking your progress or anything you do. Like you add a task, you assign the task for somebody, you assign a task for him to do, it's just like monitoring, your operation. Some people, they use this app, some people, they have their own app already. Okay, and then task report, add the list, contact, task detail, each task, you detail it here and everything related to it, and this is an installed app, from an outside source. Okay, so and you can see task report here, all tasks, task detail, overdue task, that's 2 days, contact address, you name it, all this information. And here now we come to the product supplier and service provider. Here you have 3 sub applications, one related to the product supplier himself and the service provider, and one related to the operators of those equipments, and one related to the equipments itself and the maintenance record. So this one first, the product supplier here, all the information related about the product supplier. You can see the country, the contact information, his record, whatever, you put it there. And then the beauty of this also, that any report that has been written against this supplier, you will see the reports. Product first, the product he's offering going to be down there. You can see the product, and you just scroll like that a little bit. You see product supplier. This is his name, Caterpillar. This is the product he offered. And if you want to see that product, you just press like that, and you go to the product itself, and you see what kind of product he offered. And for example, also any report written against this, company, if you want to see the blue button, scroll like this. So there's one report against it. You press like that. You go to the report itself. You can see. You want to see if somebody, if it has been recommended or something like that. And then if you done, you do like that. Okay. So this is for the product supplier, and this is the product type, all the product he's supplying. And this is here for the service provider, all the information about the service provider, same thing. Service provider also, he has two tabs, one related to the type of the service he offer. It's embedded app, sub app, and then an embedded also sub app of anything written against that particular supplier. Okay, so it's very easy. If you want to see the supply, what kind of service he's providing, right away here. Okay, and if you want to see a report, same thing. You just go like this, takes you to the report related to that particular supplier. Okay, now you go search a report. Search a report. You want to go approved list for product supplier. This is related to all the product supplier. This is all related to service provider, and all these are query you can choose from. Okay, for example, approved list of product supplier. You just press like that. You can see all the product supplier. And last audit, what's the score they got? Maybe you don't want to do business with them. For example, this guy here, because it's 45. And why next audit it's red? Nobody audited him yet. Past schedule audit, and final rating rejected. Don't want to do business with him anymore. Okay, but somebody like borderline like this, under probation, you want to see why? You press like that. You go to the report itself. Okay, to the product supplier himself, and then see what kind of comments has been written about him. Okay, and it's very powerful. Really. So much information you can extract out of that. Then report now statistic and chart. This is related to product. This is related to service. Product supplier based on performance rating. You can see how many. Two of them here were acceptable, and they're excellent. You name it. For service providers, same thing, like service provider based on scheduled audit date. That's gonna be soon. Past schedule date or up to date, so you will know exactly where you're standing from that perspective. Okay, and then this is the data sheet, of course, format, data sheet format, data sheet format. Okay, vast of information, a lot of information. You can see a lot of information. Now here related to the operators who operate your equipment. Of course, you want to know all the information about your operator. Information related to their address, name, whatever, what kind of certificate they have, who's their direct managers, years of experience. All the information related to them will be stored here. Okay, and all the certificate they have will be here. And if you want to see that certificate, you just press like that, so you can see the certificate that they have. Okay, and then if you want, for example, to add another one, all what you have to do is just put add a record. Press add a record. You will add another person, operator. Next, previous, of course. Certificates, you add them here. Search a report. How many specialist operator list with certificate. You want to do query, do like that. Or if you want to do a report, you do like this. Each person, what kind of certificate he has, and expiration day, and the status for it in front of your eyes, so you will know which one you put into training for next training period. Okay, all this combination you have, all this combination you have, it's not just one thing, but you have all. You can choose any combination like this, you know, to draw a query. And for example, you want to go, for example, based on selected specialist operator name. Okay, you can go like this. Okay, I want to see this guy, Kate Winslow, what kind of certificate he has. Okay, Kate Winslow, that's on a query format. But if I prefer to have it on this format, I can see, okay, this guy here, Winslow, certificate still valid, you know, still have more than 90 days. If I need only deeper information on him, I just press like that, and I'll go to his file, and then I will see exactly if I want to investigate what kind of you know, evaluation he has, report, you know, comments that I did, you know, you name it. You know, it's all, the limit is the sky actually, so there is no limitation what you want to do. And then statistic, you know, overall number of standard specialists available for you. If you want to have a project in the future, you want to make sure how many you have, you know, already certified. You have 4, for example, here are NDT level 3, which is good, but you have only 1 guy here certified for which one? This one, for the ISO 14001. Maybe you need to train more here. Okay, and specialist standard based on recertification approaching date. You know, it can come like that. Long overdue, you know, you have about 7 long overdue, more than 90 days. And then schedule, this is as an overall. And then here you want to see the long overdue, which certificate are they. You can see the name of the certificate are just showing up for you. Isn't this powerful? That's good. Okay, so now, and here that's data sheet. Okay, now the equipment itself, these equipments you need, let's say you purchase equipments, now you want to put them into your inventory. Okay, you just add the equipments, you know, you put the equipments here, all the information related to the equipments, and then you give it a unique ID, assigned unique ID. That's a unique ID for traceability purpose, very important. Okay, because this will be tied up to the unique ID when you do maintenance. You know, the maintenance will be looking at that unique ID. Okay, then the manufacturer who provided you with this equipment, then the calibration, you know, date, and then the maintenance schedule, and then the equipment's operator who will operate it. You have to remember this information are accumulating for you simultaneously. For example, if I want to go maintenance type, I just press like that, and then I choose maintenance type. I want operators, I don't have to be searching operators because I already have an operator sub application, already stored all the information about the operators. I just go like this, and then you give me the name of operators available, then I choose one of those operators. Okay, and then even the ID for him is there. You know, manufacturer supplier for name, already have them in the sub application for product supplier. I'll just go like this and then choose one of those supplier are available already. Okay, so all this information are interrelational, so they are connected to one another. All these sub applications are connected to one another. They talk to one another and exchange information with one another. And this is the power of relational database. Okay, now any equipments here, let's say for unique ID ABC123, okay, comes here. This is the maintenance. Okay, now when we do the maintenance, when we do assign manufacturer record number, then maintenance record, then equipment's unique ID, you have to put the unique ID here. This is a different part. Let's say this one, see, ABC123. If you want to choose this, you know, but I want to choose this, I just make a new record for it, for example, and then just, you know, add all the information related to the type of maintenance that will be done on this particular, you know, vessel or particular equipment. Okay, it's up to you. And now this is for the maintenance. Now search and report. You want to search and report all the equipments and instrument list. You know, you're going to print all the equipments available, you know, certificate calibration status for each equipment, you know, advanced warning for each equipment, you know, what's the name of the equipment. And if you want to go look at that one for a particular, let's say calibration certificate, oh, okay, this expire, why I need that altimeter. Okay, I just go like this, press, then it'll take me where? It will take me back again to that, you know, equipment and instrument information about that particular one. which is this altimeter, and then I will see what what information about it. Calibration when it was supposed to be done, maintenance when it's supposed to be. See, it's red, so calibration hasn't been done, maintenance hasn't been done, then I will investigate that. So, but I don't have to be looking everywhere, it's already there in front of my eyes. Okay, and who's responsible for that equipment actually? Okay, and now and you can see you have a lot of this combination. You can choose any combination. You want to search asset by custodian, for example. Let's say drilling team. I want to see what they have, what kind of equipments they have. Okay, they have those equipments, and the status of the equipments are here, available for you at your fingertip. Search maintenance. Also you have all these queries related to the maintenance. List equipments and instrument based on assignment date or equipment final condition. For example, I'm gonna have final condition of equipment. I'm gonna choose, let's say, equipments maybe no longer, let's see what kind of option we have. Okay, discarded or not operable or recalibrated. Let's recalibrate it. Okay, great. See this here, current assigned maintenance date, it's supposed to be maintained. Also recalibration already done, but maintenance is not done. Okay, then I can just go further and see who's really responsible for that. Because here it says maintenance authorized by. Who authorized it? I don't see name. It has to be named there. Maintenance performed by whom? Maintenance approved by whom? So all this information are there at your fingertip. Now statistic and chart, and this is now statistic and chart. Okay, this is related to the equipment, this is related to the maintenance, overall equipments and instrument based on business custodian. You can just go like that and say, okay, now I can see maintenance team have this equipment. For example, drilling team have those two equipments, because this equipment, they have altimeter and they have altimeter flow rate. Okay, so this statistic related to the equipment, this related to the maintenance. Okay, and then of course you have the data sheet in the data sheet. Okay, so like I said, this sub application, product supplier and service provider, has 3 sub application within it. Okay, now we covered all of them. Now this is the educational one. Of course you can choose any, but we put this because those are the, what I call them, the main one that been used. But there are others, they have the risk assessment 22,000, all that's 5,001, all that stuff, all of them, this application is applicable to them, because all the core requirements for any standard are there. Okay, but this is, I put them there because those actually are the common one. The ISO, for example, the quality, if you want to read, and you go, these are the categories, the subcategories, operation, for example, and then you'll have all these tabs. See these tabs, for each of them you'll have the explanation of the clauses. For example, design development of product and service, you go like that, and then you give you, okay, design and development input, what exactly you need, and you give you either some examples of, what exactly you'll be looking for, so it gives you a hint, what exactly you are looking for when you're looking for that particular. You're looking, for example, support. Then you have supportive tools also, supportive tools for each one of them. Okay, and for example, you're looking for leadership. You have the policy, the sub clause policy, which is 5.2. What exactly is talking about? What exactly you need to provide? So it gives you a supportive way. You don't have to be looking somewhere else. You can look within the sub application, within the application of QHSE Companion, of those sub clauses. You can go look outside, like for example, I'm gonna use this sub application, application QHSE Companion for risk assessment, okay, or for 22,000 ISO. Fine, all what you have to do, just use it, and then you'll and all this will be applicable. All of them will serve you, will give you exactly what you want, all the information you need. Okay, and then when you need information, you can look at that ISO, but it will be an outside file rather than a file within the application. Why those are within? Because those are the common that people are using. planning, support, improvement, performance evaluation, how you do it, each sheet subclauses, you can see it. Okay, so now I give you okay, so now I hope I gave you enough. I know I went very fast, but the information here are very vast. I mean, if I explain everything in detail, it'll take me probably about 6, 7, 8 hours to explain it. But all the information, like I said, they are available on detailed videos on the QHSEcompanion.com site, and you can download each of these videos for the SAP application and look at it if you want to dive deeper into each one. But if you understand one, you will understand most of them, because it's standardized. They have form, they have a search report, and they have statistic, and some of them will have certificate, and then you will have the data sheet. So it's very easy to maneuver. If you knew a couple of them, or one in depth, then the rest will be just fly. You will know it by way, very easy. So I hope this was a good introductory and you enjoyed it, and let me know if you need any kind of assistance. I'll be happy to deliver that assistance to you. Thank you. God bless. Have a great day.